Here we are, Sports Still, day 2 of the Hong Kong Football Club 10s, the second of our Women's Cup semi-final between the Nagato Blue Angels and the Natixis Hong Kong Football Club. An honour to be joined in the commentary box here by the one, the only, the voice of Australian rugby, Gordon Bray. How are you enjoying Hong Kong so far?
Oh, Dan, it's been absolutely wonderful. We've just had a luncheon with the Hong Kong Football Club, and yeah, there's a big roll up there, very good buffet. But the standard of play here is definitely higher than we've seen in any previous year. Definitely,
and particularly so in this women's competition. I mean, the display of women's rugby here has been nothing short of world class.
Yeah, I think the Nagato Blue Angels and Shandong, that match yesterday was probably the feature match, the best match I've seen so far, men or women.
Absolutely. So we're off here as both these teams vying to secure their place in the final alongside the HKFC New Zealand legends. Natixis Football Club straight in the attack, but a knock on there. And Annie Boutine just couldn't gather. First scrum of the game, and it's going to be Nagato Blue Angels ball.
Yeah, well, Emily Clark saw the opportunity there. There was no sweeper, and her kick was well placed, and just didn't get the bounce. But that's something that certainly the Blue Angels are going to have to watch.
Yuki Tatsumi ready to feed the scrum. Pressure comes on for Football Club. They get it away. Oh, great pressure. Incredible pick up there. Unlucky. Rosie down, just a foot in touch.
She was away, wasn't she?
I think she was home under the sportsman's bar in front of the home fans there. Absolutely. So one out to come. Tatsumi finds her man. Down it comes. Blue Angels to mount an attack. They push to go wide straight away, looking to find an outside shoulder. They do. On come the boosters. That looks like Ayanove up the outside wing. Secures possession. They're going to start building the phases here. The carriers preparing the midfield. Great offload, great angle from Anove there. Football Club starting to buckle a little bit in defence. And the Blue Angels win themselves a penalty. They don't hang around now, however. Tatsumi off once more. Into the midfield, Shino. Big contact here as Sora Kanishi carries hard. We need to penetrate up the middle here. We're swanning side to side. We need to suck in some players to find some holes. Once again, looking to Anove to find an outside shoulder. She rides the contact well.
Well, they're happy to move the ball from either side of the pitch at the moment, stretching the opposition. Now they're looking to go up the centre.
Yeah, they've been going coast to coast with no luck so far. Football Club able to ride it out and soak it up. Shino in the midfield. Chip, chase, looking to gather. Can she get there? Ooh, potentially a tackle off the ball there. Yeah, the referee's called that one.
Well, again, I think it was Emily Clark. Yeah, she was away, but she didn't take the free kick from the right spot. It was actually Annie Boutine.
Yeah, a bit too keen. So, Football Club are going to look to put this one out around the halfway line, have a line out and mount an attack, and they do.
Well, Dan, with that beautiful Scottish brogue, no doubt your idol would be the late, great Bill McLaren.
Very much so, yeah. I mean, I was lucky enough, I played all my rugby at Watsonian, so the home of the Hastings boys, but yeah, Bill McLaren, one of a kind, wasn't he?
Yeah, I used to do a lot of commentating with him at the Sevens. Used to take him round on the metro system, going to all the training sessions.
He would have loved that, been handing out his white balls. But here we are, back into the fray. Football Club in the midfield. Big carry here from Roshini. Turner gets the offload. But the Blue Angels very tight in defence. A small snipe there from Petra Woods. They go out the back door. We're going to put the ball, running out of ideas perhaps in the attack there, Gordon.
Absolutely. Good sweeping this time, though, by the Japanese team, the Nagato Blue Angels.
The Nagato Blue Angels, they want to play a fast, exciting brand of rugby, don't they? They like quick ball. They want to put pace in, and they're constantly trying to find an outside shoulder.
They're giving away size almost to the person against the HKFC Natixis. But they lost their first match to the New Zealand Legends, and that's a good benchmark, I think, for the quality of this Japanese team. That was only 12-5. Really gave the New Zealand Legends a tough battle in the opening match yesterday.
Yeah, well, you mentioned New Zealand Legends. They've been on fire all day, and they're in the final and they're waiting for one of these teams. Not much in it here at all, Gordon, but if you're the coach of these teams at half-time, what would your messages be?
Well, I think the most important thing for both sides is to make sure of your possession. So far, the Hong Kong team haven't had a lot of ball. The Angels have really spread the ball wide. They've been pretty accurate with their execution, and we know they've got the fitness. So that's going to be the tester, I think, for the Hong Kong Natixis, if they can't get their hands on the ball.
Absolutely. Tatsumi ready to feed the ball here. Scrum just out inside the half line for Nagato Blue Angels. 0-0 it remains as we reach the halfway point in this first half of our second semi-final here in the Women's Cup competition at the Hong Kong Football Club 10s.
There's a massive scrum from the Hong Kong team.
Yeah, we're using that weight advantage you mentioned before, perhaps a bit more physical than the Blue Angels, and they're all over the ball there. That is a big turnover from Tuana. They don't miss any time. Tuana carries in hard, making yards, gets to ground.
The defence of the Angels has been a feature of their play. They tackle hard and low. They're very competitive at the breakdown.
Conflicting styles here, as we're just seeing Football Club working their big players through the middle. But we turn over. Shino takes it to ground. The Blue Angels recycle. And the referee says there's been a couple of knock-ons here. I'm going to go back for a Football Club knock-on. Scrum down. Nagato Blue Angels.
So, Dan, yeah, they lost to New Zealand Legends first up 12-5. They beat Shandong. That was a terrific match. They won that game 12-5. Shandong were in the final last year of the women's tournament, and they beat Valley Broncos 40-0 and they beat Beijing Rugby in the quarterfinal 20-0. So they've been very impressive all the way through. Just that close first up loss to New Zealand Legends.
Big pressure once again in the scrum. Oof, but they can see the penalty. Nagato Blue Angels take a moment to compose themselves and let the players get back on their feet. The playmaker, Shino, ball in hand. Looks like she's going to kick up here and try to get a line out.
That's a get out of jail ruling there for the Japanese team. They were absolutely smashed in that scrum, and that's going to be their problem. They don't want scrums because they're going to get pushed off the ball.
Yeah, two totally different styles here, right? The big physical Football Club going out in the middle, and the Japanese side wanting to play with real pace and play out wide.
Jessica Gentle coming onto the field, the only non-Japanese player.
She's been very dangerous all day, Jessica Gentle. Very, very impressive.
She goes out to the right wing. And again, the execution is very accurate from the Japanese team. Here's Gentle.
Yeah, Gentle's off. Will she find the outside? Step, step, step. Keeps the ball alive. Powers through, looks for an offload. Gets it to Inoue. Inoue still going, or rather, it's Damita Beffin. She's going on away. That is going to be...
Try against Shandong yesterday. So, perfect timing to break the deadlock.
Yeah, a real athlete. Long, tall, rangy, but powerful in the contact as well.
Well, it's been a fascinating contest, as you say, Dan. Contrasting styles. You've got the more of the 15-a-side approach from the Hong Kong team, and it's a 7-a-side approach from the Japanese team. They're fast, they're fit, they're not very tall, but their skills are fantastic.
Absolutely. 1 minute 40 to go as Nagato Blue Angels strike first in the second of our Women's Cup semi-finals. The kickoff is high. It's a knock-on. It's an unforced error. Shino gets over that ball, but will pack down for the scrum. Not what you want. I think they call that a coach killer.
Well, we talked about ball retention for Hong Kong. They haven't had much ball, and when they do have it, they've only held on for a couple of phases. So, yeah, that is just a very unfortunate mistake there, and a chance for Nagato Angels now to really capitalise on half-time.
Absolutely. One of the first things you get taught as a young rugby player, male or female, is you can't win the game without the ball. Football Club at risk of finding that out now as Tatsumi prepares to feed the scrum, but the push is going to come on. We know that from Football Club. But too early, ill-disciplined goal. Tatsumi taps, that's surely offside. The referee says play on. She's seen enough. She's going to go to her pocket.
Nothing going right for the home team at the moment.
Here we go. Shino taps and go, feeds it wide. Shino, pops up in the midfield. There is Damita Beth in the try score, gets it off to Gentle. Gentle takes 3 or 4 players with her, incredibly strong. Gets the ball back. Shino, just the ball goes in front of her. Can they get a ball in it? Kicks it through. Oh, almost a fantastic gather. Ate Kayumi couldn't quite gather that.
Well, she tried to batter it on, but Bati Aka Kayumi just unable to pull the ball in. And that would have been a real heartbreaker for the Hong Kong team. And that's half-time.
Gordon, probably in the context of this match, a really, really important defensive set there from Hong Kong Football Club. Lost a player down to 9, but didn't let the Angels in for that second score. And it's a different message now at half-time, perhaps, from the coaching staff.
Well, I think their line speed was very good in defence there. They were desperate. They were equal to the occasion. And as you say, another 7-pointer there would have been pretty well the end of the section, I think, because you know the fitness of the Japanese team is going to be telling in the second half.
And Gordon, you're back in Hong Kong. I'm sure you've got many fantastic memories of rugby in this city over the years. Any favourites that you look back on with real fondness?
Well, I did the Hong Kong Sevens for about 10 years with the host broadcaster, Hong Kong Television. And we had great commentators like Keith Quinn, the mighty Quinn, Bill McLaren, Ian Robertson. My first tournament was 1983. And we had a pretty handy team there, Dan. We had Mark and Glenn Ella, and a bloke called David Campese. I think he was still only 19 at that stage. It was a mud heap at the Hong Kong Government Stadium, and those guys just ran on top of the mud. They won the final, and it was a start of a new era for the Australian Sevens team. But it's just a wonderful bucket list sporting event, isn't it? The Hong Kong Sevens. But boy, the standard of the Hong Kong 10s, that has to be the best kept secret in world rugby. This is the best tournament of 10-a-side rugby, and we've really seen it here over the last 2 days.
Absolutely. You mentioned in 1983, David Campese announced himself to the world in the sevens scene, but so many great players have played in this tournament. You know, the likes of your Bowden Barretts, many other Kiwi internationals and Australian internationals have come here and picked up professional contracts or gone to sevens teams. It really is a breeding ground for future internationalists.
Well, Jonah Lomu, he made his debut here back in the early 90s. Martin of Fire, remember the great England winger?
Chariots of
Fire, yeah, he was a sensation. And of course, my favourite all-time player, Waisali Sarevi.
Yeah, and Waisali Sarevi's been spotted. He's here. He's enjoying the entertainment, as he always does in this week, as we all do when we come to Hong Kong. And the real joy of Hong Kong Sevens Week, I think, it is a reunion of friendships and former teammates and everyone coming together to enjoy it. But we're back into the action here. Football Club win themselves a penalty straight away. Tap and go.
Well, this is their chance, isn't it? I mean, if they can score here,
this is a
conversion.
Which is still down to 9. We win another penalty with tap and go. Not on the mark, will Sophie Fella. Just a bit too excited there. The referees have been big on that all week, so Fella taps, finds Rashini Turner. She'll get the head down and carries hard. Out we go. Georgina Tasker over the top. The side score again. Eva Aguirre, she has scored so many tries the last 2 days. Hong Kong Football Club getting themselves right back into this one.
And coincidentally, that's the first time they've retained possession in the whole game. And it was a beautiful long cutout pass to space and brilliant finishing out wide.
Yeah, we've been waxing lyrical about the Nagato Blue Angels playing this wide game, but the first time Football Club find it wide, they find some space and speed, and they do really well. It's game on here, as I think the conversion was unsuccessful. So it's Nagato Blue Angels 7, Natixis Hong Kong Football Club 5. It's all on here in the second semi-final, Gordon.
Yes, and the winner of this game, as you've mentioned, to play RKS New Zealand Legends. There's a big challenge for any side. They've absolutely stacked with Black Ferns and New Zealand Sevens players, and they go in as the #1 team.
Absolutely, and they've been #1 performers too so far over the last 2 days. So, Nagato Blue Angels attack, having received a kickoff. As we've seen so often, they go wide straight away. Here's Shino, she's big and physical. Takes on a couple, buys some time for support. Once again, we go wide. We're sticking to this sort of coast to coast, but we do cut back in here and try and suck in defenders. Reasonably quick ball. Big counter rock from Football Club. That's clever. Can they get it away? We're going to build here. Numbers on the blind side. Gentle calls out for support, but she won't need it. Discipline again, costing this Football Club side.
Octavia Nanai Lafetta, that was the clean out. And she's I guess, the most powerful player on the field. And she smashed 2 defenders there, but then they didn't take advantage.
No, very effective counter ruck as...
No touch.
No touch. Kanishi message touch. Football Club mount on attack. Emily Clerk. She'll run. She looks to offload, but she centres up. Draws in a couple of players. Quick ball from Football Club. They do well there. Alexandra Ondo cleaning up at the back of the ruck. Roshini Turner. Tasker. Here is Sophie Fella. She's been pretty active in this game, but once again, at the breakdowns, really costing Football Club here.
Yeah, that was a brilliant piece of work by, I think it was Kanishi. She was all over that ball, and that's where they're so good. That's where the sevens skills come into play. And
yeah,
they've won a lot of sevens tournaments, of course, the Nagato Blue Angels.
Yeah, we've got quite the honours list, as we can see, for the programme. So here we are, just over the halfway line. Tatsumui gets ready to feed the line out. We've gone with a full complement of 5 as they try and suck in that big Hong Kong Football Club forward pack. Up they go. They get it just. Once again, it's Konishi. She's big and powerful, carries hard, buys time. Inoue pops up at first receiver, gets the head down, the big fend. Quick ball, we're going to go wide here again. Shino tries to find the outside shoulder, but she's crabbing crossfield. Gentle is dangerous. She always takes 2 or 3 with her. Hear him, scare him. Somehow, Football Club come out of that after a knock-on. We're not going to get the advantage. A scrum probably suits them.
Well, this match is on the tightrope, isn't it? 5.5 to go. Angels from Japan ahead of the Hong Kong team by 7 points to 5. And you've got to say the locals have really hit hard. They've really refocused and reset in this second half.
They absolutely have. They'll be wanting to put a show on here for the hometown, for the fans, the supporters and the members here at Hong Kong Football Club. But this is a tough physical encounter, and you kind of think, RKS Legends will have a longer rest. They've had that. They played first, a slightly easier match. They've got to be sitting favourites for the final, haven't they?
Oh, most definitely. As I say, you look at their lineup, and it's star-studded. A lot of promising young players, a lot of teenagers in their team. It's very much a development team.
What a great experience, as a teenager coming to Hong Kong and being part of Sevens Week and getting to play here. I mean, incredible opportunity. We're back to the action here. Football Club up the guts. Big carry. Their clock is not the friend here as it keeps ticking down. 4 minutes to go. Once again through the middle, they just need to get an offload away. If they can get some better support runners, they'll be off. Straight through the middle. I don't think she's got the gas, so Petra Woods, no it's not, it's Eva Aguirre. Gets held up, fights hard on the ground, buys some time, get the offload. Lizzie Gibson up the middle. Surely we're going to come to the left. They're stacked up, that's another big counter ruck. It's just time, Nagato Blue Angels giving away the penalty to breakdown. Hardly a chance to catch your breath here. Ayafita up the right-hand side. Ella O'Regan in a halfback. Slower ball here. I suspect we'll see a big carry from Lizzie Gibson. Another offence. Football Club, Lizzie Gibson. She's big and powerful. She steps, gets the fend, beats 2, gets an offload, but gets intercepted. Nagato, brief sign of relief. It's all on here, isn't it, Gordon?
It really is. It's frenetic stuff. And you've got to say, Nagato, their defence, tenacious. They're really hanging in there at the moment, and they have an overlap.
Yes, they do, and they use it. 1-on-1 down inside, outside, inside, outside. Jamita Betham gets wrapped up. Good defence and a knock-on.
Yeah, I don't really agree with that. I think she put the ball on the ground. It may have rolled forward slightly, but it wasn't knocked on. She placed the ball on the ground.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there, Gordon. It's interesting. You can tell the Nagato Blue Angels have played more finals footy because they're composed, they don't panic. Would you kind of sense a bit of excitement, a bit of Football Club, a bit of panic? Whereas it's a cool, calm mind from Nagato showing through at the moment.
Now, in the last scrum, we saw Nagato actually push Natixis off the ball. I don't think that will happen this time.
No, they've bolstered the bench from the bench. The cavalry's come on for Football Club. Oh, but on does come through the pressure. Jeez, look at that drive from the Nagato Blue Angels. It's a wrestling match at the back. Tatsumi's in there. I think she's won it on the ground. The referee watches on. She's seen the ball. She's happy. So we'll be playing some rugby here. Or we won't. Yumi Hirano couldn't dig it out of there. But yeah, you're right. A real swing in the scrums.
Yeah, well, you would have thought they were outweighed probably by about 60 or 70 kilos, but to no effect.
Well, you look at some of the great Scottish props of the time. Mighty Mouse McLaughlin, even Tom Smith in the latter days, these short, stubby props. You can't beat height. It's a nightmare if you're a big tight head. So, Football Club packed down. Sophie Fella feeds the scrum. The big shove comes in again. Fella gets it away this time. Aguirre, she's been dangerous. Steps through the middle. Numbers arrive. Rashini Turner pleads with the referee, but she picks up, does well. Bites in time, sucks in two. Fella at halfback. Oh, Lizzie Gibson's kicked away possession. I don't think Football Club can afford to do that.
Here's the counter. She's fast too.
Gets the offload. Can they gather? They do. Does well. Beats one. Gets the offload away. This could be it. That looks like a Novi. It is. Holds on to the ball. No 50-50. Sensible. Nagato. Once again, they'll look to go wide. They'll try and get on the outside. Chip through from Irina Shino. Showing some real wheels. Will she get the bounce? Oh, she gathers, but just bundled into touch.
Just needed those football skills to keep the ball in play, but how exciting. And we have less than a minute to go. 2 points in it. The Angels from Japan holding on.
Football Club have the line out, but they're going to have to go with Len Fear at Sports Road, Gordon. They're going to have to pull out something special. Can they do it?
Well, at the end of a game, at the end of 20 minutes, to find that energy and speed, that's going to be the problem.
And on day two to make it worse. But Rashini Turner brings it down. They get a driving maul on. They're going to try and suck in some of... Oh, that is an absolute coach killer. Obstruction into the Roman. Nagato Blue Angels have a penalty. Surely now, with 10 seconds on the clock, we're going to see this one out.
Yes, that's that really is, you would think, the end of the section here with seconds to go. They've only got to kick the ball into touch here.
They're going for blood, though. They want another try. Slow ball.
Well, they're flirting with danger, aren't they?
They really are.
Why take this risk? Kick the ball out.
The players are calling for it to get up, get the ball off the island. What's the halfback going to do? Finally, it is Irina Shino. Gets the ball off the island. Nagato Blue Angels progress to the Women's Cup final, where we will meet the RKS New Zealand Legends.
And I wish some of these players would tuck their jumpers in. How many players have we seen caught from behind by the back of the jumper because it hasn't been tucked into their shorts?
I'm with you. Tuck your jumpers in. Also, pull your socks up. I'm a traditionalist, so I like to see it. I don't like the short socks. When I played rugby at school, if your socks came down in first 15, you have to report to the deputy head on the Monday morning.
Yeah, clean boots. You had to be able to have the mirror image in the toes of your boots. But